Hello, children. That's right, it's time for another story. Today, it's the story of the Ugly Duckling. Have you heard the story? The Ugly Duckling? Shall we hear it now? Okay. It was a summer afternoon, a very fine summer afternoon, and Mother Duck had found a nice spot under the tree to lay her eggs. She lay 5 of them, and she sat upon the eggs waiting for them to hatch. Finally, 4 of her eggs started cracking and they were hatching. Out jumped 4 yellow ducklings. Very cute, very beautiful ducklings. And Mother Duck was very happy. She said, "Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so happy. I have 4 lovely children. But oh, look, there was this one egg which looked a little different from the other eggs, and that egg was bigger and it hadn't hatched yet." She was worried. Why hasn't this egg hatched? And she sat upon it, waiting for it to hatch. Oh, it was taking a long, long time to hatch. And she thought, what happened? Why is this egg different? Finally, the egg hatched. It started to crack open, and out came a duckling. Different. It was bigger, and it did not look very nice. The mother duck looked at the duckling and said, "Oh dear, he is so much different from my other children. I think he's a little ugly." But she hoped that this duckling would change. As days go by, this little duckling would change and become like her other children. But days went by and the ugly duckling remained ugly. It was big, it was clumsy, it did not gel with the other ducks. The duckling's brothers and sisters made fun of this duckling. They were saying, "Oh, you are ugly. Don't play with us." They wouldn't play with him anymore. Poor duckling was very sad. The other ducklings would be jumping into the pool, they would jump into the pond, and they would play around, but they would say, "Don't play with us. You're a monster. You're ugly. Don't come near us." And the poor ugly duckling would walk away feeling very, very sad. It looked at himself in the pond and he thought, "I am so ugly. Nobody wants me here. I think I will go away." And one day he just walked into the forest, going away from its family, going away from everybody else, hoping to find somebody who would play with him, who would love him. As he walked along, suddenly it started snowing. The season had changed. It was winter time. And it started snowing. There was snow everywhere. The duckling was so cold. There was no food anywhere. And the duckling thought, "Oh dear, I have to find some place warm. I have to find a family." And he went to a family of ducks. But that family didn't want anything to do with this ugly duckling. They said, "No, go away. We don't want you." The poor ugly duckling walked on. Then he came to a dog and a cat. The dogs and cat, they looked at him and said, "Go away, shoo! Don't come to us. You're so ugly. Don't go away." And the ugly duckling walked on. He was so sad. He foraged for food somewhere. He ate something. He slept out in the cold. And he walked on and on and on. Suddenly, the season changed again. The snowing stopped and out came the flowers and it was springtime. As the duckling was walking, enjoying the weather, he came upon a lake. And there, swimming in the lake, he saw a beautiful swan. So white, so beautiful. He fell in love with the swan. He walked closer, but He knew he was ugly, and he bent his head down, thinking, "Oh dear, the swan will not want to look at me. I'm ugly." But bending his head, he caught his reflection in the water. And what did he see? He had grown into this beautiful swan. He actually was not a duckling at all. He was a swan. And he realized, this is why. This is why I looked so different from my siblings, from my brothers and sisters, because they were ducks. And I am a swan. He jumped into the water and quickly swam to this lady swan. And they got married, they fell in love with each other, they got married, and they lived happily ever after.